to Ventura Sport Fishing, where my dear friend Captain Daniel Hadawi is standing by. Good morning, Daniel. How are you?
Good morning, Phil. How are you doing? Doing
I'm
well.
doing great. Dude, let's start right with that big 30-pound forky, man. I saw that fish yesterday on social media, and I'm going, that is a freaking nice one. Tell us a little bit about the details surrounding that catch.
Yeah, we were barracuda slash bass fishing. Just fishing in the kelp at the end of the day. We had a guy fishing an anchovy on the rent rod, and became apparent pretty quick he did not have a bass or barracuda on. So we coached him up. Took him about 15 minutes or so fighting it in his zone, and he got it fairly close to the boat, where we could see it on the surface, like it had its tail out of the water. And we're like, oh shoot, it's a yellow. Then it went into the kelp and got him stuck in there pretty good, and we were able to help him get it out. And then a seal grabbed it. We were able
Oh
to
my
get it
God.
away from the seal. It was stressful, but we got it.
And the fact that it was a novice angler says a lot about you guys on the Island Spirit. I mean that sincerely, man. That's a big forky. And you had all these obstacles,
Yeah,
the kelp, the sea lion, and you still get the fish. I mean, he must have been thrilled.
yeah. And you know who it was? He was on our trip in July, and his son caught that big halibut.
Oh,
It
shoot,
was it
really?
was the father of that angler caught the big
Oh,
halibut
my
on it.
God.
Yeah,
That is freaking awesome,
yeah.
man. What a small world.
I know, right? But yeah, it was super cool. Super happy for them.
And now that I think back to our trip that we were out with you recently, also, and Travis, I don't know if you remember, he hooked something really, really big. It took him up to the bow. You and
Mhm.
I were standing up there surmising what it might be. And you said a big yellow, and it ran him back in the kelp. So we don't know
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, you might have been. Travis had a big one there too.
Yeah, we've lost a few of them in the kelp over the last couple of weeks there, like confirmed seen them and then, lost them in the kelp. So it's a bummer, but, it's hard to land a yellowtail when you're fishing in like, 5, 6 fathoms for bass. It's really tricky to get them out of the structure in that depth, but you get lucky sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Last time we talked, I asked you pointedly, I said, have you seen any yellows boiling around? And you said, yeah, we're seeing it from time to time.
Yeah.
So are you seeing a big volume of it or just an occasional fish from time to time mixed in with that other stuff?
Yeah, I'm not seeing a huge volume, but there's definitely some mixed in with the barracuda that are, you see the barracuda boiling around the boat, and then every once in a while you'll see something a lot bigger than a barracuda come up. You figure it's probably yellowtail, and we've hooked them too. So it's nice to finally land one of those things.
Darn right, man. Hey, for people who are new and joining us, Daniel Hadawi runs the Island Spirit out of Ventura Sport Fishing. It's called a half day boat. It's much longer than that. Leaves at 8 a.m. in the morning, comes back at 4 p.m. Daniel fishes late a lot of the time, but it's Ventura Sport Fishing, 805 676 3474. Or you can go online at venturasportfishing.com. What's the overall picture for the Island Spirit right now? What's your game plan? I know it could change from day to day, but are you doing the combo type trips right now?
Yeah, still doing that, getting everybody warmed up with a little bit of bottom fishing in the morning for an hour or two. Do some rock fishing, and then we tend to shoot inside and start looking for that barracuda, bass, halibut, sea bass, stuff like that.
Sounds like you try to get some fish in the sacks to get everybody going home with some great eating fish,
Mhm.
and then you start to gamble a little bit and try to get that surface bite going.
Exactly, yeah. Especially it helps a lot giving people some confidence in being able to catch a fish, especially the more novice anglers and people that use rent rods that haven't really been fishing before. It's a lot easier to teach them how to catch a rockfish first, get them to put a few fish in their bags and start having a good time before we go inside and do a little bit of a trickier style of fishing.
As evidenced by this catch of that 30-pound yellowtail. That guy caught on really, really fast. Jose
Yeah.
Luis Gonzalez says, good morning to everybody. It's great to have you here, Jose. And I wanted to ask you, Daniel. So you start out with the rockfish. Tackle wise, you're going to bring tackle for both types of fishing,
Mhm.
rockfish and surface. Why don't you just be more specific about what that tackle might entail?
Yeah, we recommend bringing a 16 and 6 ounce sinkers. If you just bring 16s and 6s, you'll be totally good for the whole day. Need some 3/0 circle hooks for rock fishing, and then some small J hooks for surface fishing. You can bring like size 2, size 4 J hooks. Those work really well. You can bring a little 6 ounce weight, 4 or 6 ounce weight to try like a dropper loop or reverse dropper loop for halibut inside. And you can also bring sliding sinkers. Works really well with the smaller anchovy we have right now, using like a 1/4 ounce sliding sinker and a small J hook. It's been kind of the ticket to catching bass and barracuda on live bait at the moment.
All right, good stuff. And you can't underestimate the importance of fishing, at least in my opinion. Light line for calico
Mhm.
bass. It really seems to make a difference, doesn't it?
It does. Definitely worth it to bring along your 15 or 20 pound test. Seems like a lot easier to get a bite on that 15 pound than it is the 30 or 40 pound stuff that you usually have on your game fish setups.
And you mentioned last time the Barracuda biting the iron. You even went so far as to say you can pretty much go to Kmart and buy some spooner jig, and anything shiny is getting bit. So
Yeah.
the gar love to bite the iron, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. On our last couple trips, yeah, we had people using funky jigs I never seen before, but they're shiny and they they get bit. So anything you can throw out pretty far away from the boat and retrieve at a slow medium pace is getting bit pretty easily by those barracuda right now.
That's freaking funny, man. Hey, how about halibut fishing? How's that been? You picking off? I see a halibut from time to time, also.
Yeah, we seem to get one every day or almost every day. Had a couple shorts yesterday, just barely short, but seeing them, catching them a little bit nonetheless. It's we're not like really targeting them, but there are definitely some in that sandy bottom next to that like these kelp lines that we're fishing for bass and barracuda. So you're always gonna have a chance at them.
And white sea bass, any signal on that?
Haven't caught or seen a sea bass in a little bit, but we're gonna keep looking and trying.
All right, Southern Halley. I don't know if you're tuned into this or not, Daniel, but he wants to know if the bluefin tuna are moving toward the Channel Islands. Are you tuned in on that?
Yeah, I heard a rumor saying it's like less than 40 miles from the harbor now, but
That's
yeah,
getting
we'll
close.
see. That is pretty close. We'll see. I know they put up a good show here last year. We When I was on the Endeavor, we caught them like while sea bass fishing at Santa Rosa Island at one point, and I think it was the end of July. And then leading in August, started there was these foamers that would pop up all over the like backside of Santa Cruz and backside of Anacapa and so forth. But maybe it'll happen again. Never know. That would be
All
pretty
right, we
cool.
can hear you. Oh, there you are. You were frozen there for a second. Would you ever? Would those fish ever get close enough where you would consider fishing it on your half day run? Like if they were 18 miles away from you, would you think about that, or not?
No, absolutely, I would. Yeah, yeah, no doubt. If they're close enough, I'd love to put some on the boat.
All right, Southern Halley, you're right on, man. They're moving up there into that neck of the woods. How's the fishing on the beach, sand bass wise? Anything going on with regard to that?
It was pretty good a couple weeks ago. It seemed like it slowed down a little bit. The water cooled off a tiny bit on the beach. We had like 66 to 69-degree water on the beach. Seemed like a week and a half ago, and then this past week it kind of cooled off to like 60 to. I saw water as cold as like 59 to like 63, 64 degrees on the beach. So seems like it cooled off a little bit and doesn't bite quite as well this week, but it's gonna come back. It'll happen again.
Man, it's a weird year in terms of
Yeah,
like I'm looking like at the east end of Catalina the other day. They had some Dorado, they had a yellowfin off Dana Point, and then guys here locally like Long Beach are fishing for sculpin. It's just
yeah,
like all mixed up this year.
yeah. It's weird. We had some pretty windy conditions in the afternoon and at night for a few days this past
Yeah,
week. Really breezy. I think it kind of pushed some colder water in from the north, but it'll this warm water will come back.
yeah. Richard says yellowtail crazy yesterday. Shout out to Davin. I think you know Richard, right?
Yeah, he was on the boat yesterday.
Oh,
Absolutely.
perfect. Right on. Yeah, Richard, that was a heck of a catch. highlight of the day was that big forky for sure. What's the weather looking like for the coming days, and what's your availability? When are you planning on being out next? You're trying to get out almost every day now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We have open party trips up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're chartered on Saturday, and we're open party all throughout next week. Captain Cody's going to be on the Island Spirit from Sunday through Thursday next week. If you guys want to come out fishing with Cody, he's going to be running the Island Spirit. He obviously ran that boat for 5 years. He does a really good job, so won't miss a beat. I'm going to be on the Endeavor for a few days and be back to the Island Spirit the following Friday, I believe. So.
All right. Well, Cody will be on there, man. And
Mhm.
what's with Tucker? He's not working 365 days a year anymore.
You know what? I'm sure everybody wants him to, but he's got a family and a life too, and he deserves a couple days off every once in a while.
Yeah, 100%. That
Yeah.
that is. I'm sure that. I mean, I've experienced it myself. It's so difficult because you want to be there for your charter groups. They want you there. But as
Hmm.
you say, you've got a wife and kids and a family and a mother and a father, and they never see you if you're on the boat all the time. So
Yeah.
they couldn't hand the Endeavor off to a more capable, great captain than yourself, Daniel.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But think they're all charters, but the Island Spirit's gonna have plenty of availability. They're online Sunday for Kids Fish Free Sunday next week with Cody, and then they're open party Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. There's plenty of space on all those days, and I believe Cody's going to be doing the same kind of thing, catching some cod for you guys in the morning, and then focusing on bass, barracuda, and that sort of thing in the afternoon. So, going to be a lot of fun.
All right, sounds good to me. You'll have to check in with me from the Endeavor while you're out there too, and I'll check in with Cody while he's running the Island Spirit.
Absolutely.
Anything else that I failed to ask you, or anything else you want to point out, Daniel?
Pretty much covers it. We are excited to go fishing. Seems like we got people signed up on Thursday and Friday. Looking forward to getting off the dock on Thursday and Friday with fairly light loads. If you guys want to come join us, call Ventura Harbor Sport Fishing at, excuse me, 805-676-3474, or you can book at venturasportfishing.com. But hoping to see you
Da-
guys all out there.
Daniel, what can I tell you, man? Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, Phil. Thank you so much.
You have a great day, and we'll see you on board the Island Spirit really, really soon.
Awesome. You too, Phil. Thank you.
Take care, my friend.